Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. I know a lot of people have been seeing the UK protests. There were around over 25 of them over the past week, and these events have transpired obviously due to the death of 3 innocent girls at the hands of a 17-year-old boy known as Axel. Claims were going around, making their rounds as they do on Twitter, with people trying to claim that this 17-year-old boy was a Muslim. And of course, there was public outrage in Southport, which spiraled and led to these protests. Now, the facts were checked, and there was no evidence that he was a Muslim. People tried to argue that he was a Somali-looking boy, an East African, and that was supposed to provide evidence to suggest the fact that he religiously affiliated with Islam. Now, bear in mind, I'm not someone that advocates for the religion. I don't like the religion of Islam on academic grounds as well as sociocultural grounds. However, I do not irrationally hate Muslims. I do not irrationally hate anyone purely on regards of their belief in the religion. I can academically, socioculturally critique the religion and have my disagreements with it. I could even hate the religion the same way that people hate my religion, Christianity. There are many atheists that hate the Christian religion, and they are well within their rights to do so, if they are not doing such from an irrational ground or an irrational basis. If they are believing that there is a defeater to my religion and thus hate the irrationality of my cause, that is all well and good. Now, these protests have really captured this nation because of their racism, because of their association with far-right groups that, for all intents and purposes, don't have a clue with what they're actually advocating for. And that's ultimately the problem. These far-right groups don't know what they're advocating for. And so it strikes me as odd and ultimately sickening for these same far-right groups to try to take my religion, which, again, in no way supports racism and actually condemns it explicitly, both in scripture and in tradition, which I will dedicate another video to. And they take my religion and try to use it irrationally by force. Now, I am here to tell you that in no way can a Christian rationally support the riots that are going on, regardless of if you agree with the sentiments of Islamization, with the sentiments of being against the religion of Islam. That is different for being allowed to advocate for racism and prejudice against people that are foreign to this country. I myself being a foreigner who loves this country and loves the opportunities it's provided for me. It is irrational and un-Christian to be against such. Our fathers in Israel were commanded to receive foreigners in because we were once foreigners in Egypt. The New Testament speaks on race. The New Testament speaks very clearly on race and the nullification of any priority of race, of any person on the regards of race. The Jews who receive the oracles of God are judged the same way as the Gentiles because God shows no impartiality. He judges them differently, yes, yet he judges them equally. And so this idea of trying to prioritize taking a country back when it is not in the name of Christ is ultimately irrational. And what does it even mean to take a country back? You want a racial identity? That's what you want? That's what you're seeking after? Is that what's going to satisfy you? The country's never worked that way. So why would you ever advocate for that? Do not use our religion to advocate for your policy until you are humble enough to accept that your arguments are irrational and that your arguments are frankly wrong. When you humble yourself and realize that there are substances to actual argumentation, then you can come and talk. But simply complaining that they're taking your jobs when you yourself doesn't even have 5 GCSEs, you didn't even complete year 10, and you're complaining about people taking your jobs. You're complaining that I'm taking your job as a foreigner. You can't do the things that I do, because I worked hard for the position that I'm in. Your argument makes no sense. So why would you advocate for that? Of course, be proud of whatever you want to think your culture is. I'm proud of my Nigerian culture. I love my country very much. I think my country's corrupt, but I love my country. But I don't prioritize my ethno-nationality above my Christianity. I am a Christian first and a black man second. And that is the standard for any Christian, whether or not you are a Greek Orthodox, a Russian Orthodox, Bulgarian Orthodox, Roman Catholic, for example, a Greek Catholic, Maronite, Chaldean Catholic, I could go on. Your Christianity comes first and your race is abased. Because ultimately, God shows no partiality. Hopefully this video was informative. The next video will be on actually going through the fathers and showing how racism is a sin. I cannot believe I have to make such a video, but in light of all that's going on, I will definitely try to commit a video to that. God bless you all and take care.